based off of this initial incident.
Yeah, so there's a few things you can do from this, right? So you put up the warrant to start with for criminal negligent ownership. That's just that should be the basics you do. So you should always do that. You should have been taught that. You haven't, which is fine.
Third shift.
So, yeah, not an issue. That's why I forget to pull you in. Just
no, I really fucking appreciate it because
So I did something. I'm not sure if Bloom saw it the other day. But basically, in the DOJ, DOC, PD channel, I did a at to a judge and said I would like this person's weapons license removed because it was linked to these 4 different situations to do with BBMC. So it was very clear based on the evidence that he had been buying weapons and giving it to BBMC. He had evaded every single one of our warrants to try and catch him. Therefore, nothing was happening. He was just still providing it to people. So in terms of doing that, that is something you could do. And once you have that approved, this is something that Bloom may think is a little shady, but I'm going to suggest it. As soon as you have that approved, I would then be filing for a search warrant to make sure that any weapons that were found in the person's home were removed as well.
Yeah, because they could be stockpiling their own weapons, but if they're used in crimes given to other people, then it's more than probable that they have them, and they're not just buying them that day.
Exactly. You could technically, before it's taken, even start filing it because you can articulate that he is trafficking weapons to his own gang members. So you're filing for 2 things. You're filing for the search and seizure to remove all the weapons from his houses and
really
vehicles.
Quick, in order to prove that, so you're saying, proof that he's quote unquote trafficking to his other gang members. One really isn't enough, right? I'd have to prove multiple counts of that, which I'm sure
I don't believe so.
Okay.
I don't believe
Run it by me one more time.
So right now, so for this incident, say he gave his gun to Patrick Orwell's. He's saying that would be proof of him trafficking his guns to other members of the gang. Would I have to have a pattern of that, given 2 or so more incidents, or is 1 enough? Given that they're in the same gang, because I feel like in court you could be like, oh, I didn't give him that gun, he just had that because we all share cars or fucking some other dumb shit, right? Would I have to have more proof of that pattern?
So here's something you could do, and it's instantly came up with his gun being on other people already. Type in his state ID into evidence and go look for cases where a gun has been found on someone that comes back to him. So 80331 is where a Colt 911 was found on Googie Maxine.
Googie was actually just found. She's a member of Neon Tigers.
Yep.
So,
So this is a previous report that shows that one of his guns was found on Googie, and nothing is doing. So it's been caught there.
Oh God, I'm gonna be up all night doing this, huh? No, I'm gonna be.
There's no time limit on it, in my opinion.
No, it's a good thing. I love this shit.
What's funny is this is exactly how I got Patrick Orwell's doing this shit. So, the gang's just sloppy. So keep up.
Second thing, in order to remove someone's weapons license, do I need a judge for that? Say they use their
so we don't do it ourselves unless if it's in the cells and they've committed a violent felony with it themselves, we'll obviously remove it. But outside of that, we need to get a judge to do it. So let me have a look how long ago I put mine in so I can give you an example of what we did.
So if they are, clarifying because it's a lot of information, I'm reiterating certain things. So if they are found to be committing a violent felony with their gun, I can revoke it there in the cells. But if not, if it's just found on someone or anything, then I have to request. Okay, perfect. So if they're not present.
The other thing would be if they're caught on a scene and their gun is on someone else that they're arrested with in a situation, you do have, I obviously talk to a senior about it, but you should have a right to take it as well because you can prove that they've given it to someone who's their friend at that point as well.
Yeah.
There's lots of reasons to take it, but we're very cautious on taking it these days compared to what we used to.
Yeah, that's fine. That makes sense. Projectiles, casings. There's 2. This is found on Kieran. We have 60 days for statute, right?
Mm-hmm.
All All right, I think within the 60 days I'm only finding 2, but I feel like 2 is enough to at least start to form.
Okay, I just sent you an email with what I sent in the DOJ. Do you have access to the PD DOJ DOC? You should, even as a.
I should, yes.
Yeah.
I
So
do
I sent
have
that with an @judge to start with, and then I said requesting immediate removal of weapons
Oh my God,
license
this
for
is
Jamie
first.
McQueen, state ID. He has outrun warrants in the past in relation to criminally negligent ownership of a firearm. So I listed the 2 that we previously filed. The original was his gun being found on BBMC member Ophelia Dawson. Today, 2 of his guns were found on BBMC members Ghetto Kaiba and Flops Rainman. Officers were shot down during this incident. Is previously, as per report 71863, provided Nicole Matthews with a firearm, which was used in an A+ boost. He now has keys to her home on Forum Drive to apartment 9. So I was able to make a link there in terms of that. And I think with the 2 we have on file here with Googie and the guy Patrick today.
There's a very clear pattern, even though it's only 2, that it's also within a very short time frame. We have today, and then what is it, 80331?
Also, by the way, they also fucking claim tequila law. Forgot to mention that.
Oh,
Neon Tigers.
How fucking
always
dare
park their
they?
bikes up there
That
and
place is
chill in the
beautiful.
back lot.
All right, let me see when 80331 is, because if this is within a very short amount of time,
I would simply say I don't think this. So we're not pushing charges on it. We're only getting a license removed. So I actually don't think the 60 days applies to that person.
Yeah, I'm just thinking
That's
about
an interesting one. But
if there was to be a search and seizure. I mean, at this point, the steps I'm going to take. I'm going to file this warrant, and then once this warrant, I can request for this to be taken prior to the warrant being executed or even written up. Correct?
Definitely, yeah.
Okay.
There's no reason that warrant has to be executed for you to do a search and seizure or for the weapons license to be taken.
Perfect, because we're already pressing charges regardless, and the PC's still there. And then once the PC's all written up, everything's all good. I do need a FTO to technically do that because it is still my 3rd shift. Then once that's executed, the probable cause for the actual search warrant is going to be weapons specifically. And then when we get his, the probable cause is to search his house, his vehicles, for weapons that he has purchased that he is possibly either stockpiling or giving to his fellow gang members, since he has shown at least 2 times within the statute. All right, cool.
And you could even go back to Bloom's raid on Patrick, in the fact that he's specifically given Patrick guns, and Patrick previously was a stockpiler for the Neon Tigers, so it's a trend within their gang to stockpile guns with newer members who are prospects.
Yeah, I'll push that because I still haven't gotten that shit on the docket because his lawyers were talking to me about plea deals and then ghosted me. So it's going from plea deal to docket posting, which it was going to anyway, just I was holding off. So I'll get that shit up in either tonight or in the morning so that there's definitely something to like connect. But for the time being, you can still just link it to my report. If you need that number, I can give that to you right now.
Yes.
79737. This is where he has stockpiling, 2 times criminally negligent ownership of a firearm in the 1st degree, and 1 times criminal negligence of a firearm in the 2nd degree.
This is incident report, correct?
Yes, this is incident.
Because I don't have access to
yeah, that's fine. Well, that's weird, but we'll try to figure it out later.
Roy knows. I talked to Anita about it too. It is what it is. No big deal. All right, cool. I mean, oh man, I might be getting I might be getting like 2 raids soon because I'm gonna be raiding Cy Carter for his class 2 when he's found to not have it after shooting and running over Bass and stuff. So we were outside of his gun emporium. All right. I really, really appreciate you pulling me aside and bringing this up because I love this shit. What was your name?
I'm very glad to hear it. I'm Alberto El Churro.
Nice to meet you. All right.
And you as well. Yeah,
This is Test Hub.
Yeah, I mean, I was kind of glad it's bittersweet when you're like kind of glad to see. I mean, I can build a pattern, I can get the raid from here, but I want to see if there's other probable cause, because if they were using this in their guns in other violent felonies, then I could expand it to, say they were, running with drugs or some shit, but I think it's just gonna be the weapons.
The unfortunate thing, and the reason Orwell's is getting 2 times negligence and 1 time 2nd degree negligence is not because I found shit in the raid. It's because I do this thing whenever people want to not plead guilty, which is their right and stuff, right? But whenever they want to not plead guilty and they want to pussyfoot around a plea deal and stuff, guess what I do while I'm waiting for their response?
Fuck
I start
'em.
looking into them. So I was like, huh, he had a lot of guns in his apartment. I wonder if those were all for him or what. So I started going through every single Neon Tiger member, pulling up all their recent arrests, and then I've noticed that there were unlogged firearms in the evidence lockers. So I logged them, and then I
Oh,
noticed
man.
that 3 of the past,
I
I
feel
don't know,
like
30
I'm
Neon
so
Tigers arrests
unleashed
all
to
came
do
back to
things
Patrick
that I've always
Orwell's,
wanted to do
but
on
none
the
of them
show.
were actually on Patrick Orwell's. So that's where that is. So
There's been
unfortunately,
12 in the last 7 days that haven't been logged of firearms that have come back to something.
I'm surprised it's not more than 12.
Oh no, there's more, but those are just the ones that have come back to something.
And I'm
including
saying I'm
3 to
surprised.
Danny Cox.
Ooh, that's the one that you just rated the other day, correct?
Yeah, I found 3 more that were on different people that hadn't been logged. Yep.
So
I'm actually trying to push weapons trafficking on that guy in some way.
good. Hopefully it happens. That's the rarest fucking charge in this city. But Lucian, what I'm saying is, if you're looking for more PC, we might already have it. It just might not have been properly logged by police. So if you want to spend the time going through Googie Maxine, Patrick Orwell's, and I don't know, maybe pick one more Neon Tiger, and go through their recent arrests and check the evidence lockers on anyone they were charged with criminal possession of firearm class 1. That's how I did it.
What I think I'm gonna do is do Googie Maxine Patrick Orwell. Then I'm gonna go through all the Neon Tigers on their business account, see who match up with who shares any properties with Kieran. And if anyone shares any properties or lives in that same area, then they're getting a look. They're getting a look real hard.
That's fair. That's fair. Shared properties always makes me look into people.
Well, because sharing properties means that they share garages, right? And if
correct.
And if
you can just say it, they share a stash.
Yeah. So and people share stashes through their what? I mean, and if this motherfucker's just going and buying, I mean, you said there right by Tequila Law, there's an ammunition right down the street there in Spanish. Just go to the ammunition, fucking stash it up.
I'll do you one better. What is the blue cage right next to? Ammunition right next to Hayes.
Oh yeah, shit, there is ammunition right there.
So Bloom, maybe for training for him, do we want him to get a bank record and phone subpoena instead to start with? Because you can see how many transactions were made for a $296 gun over the past like 30 days or something like that.
You
and
could
that should
do
be
that.
even more PC.
The only issue I have is that
the probable
we
cause
only have what 2 of his firearms being found in the recent past.
Well,
so I don't see a judge saying, yeah, you can go 30 days back or something.
Well, how
they
about
should,
this?
in my opinion. I can't see a judge doing it.
What about this? 2 weeks, and the PC for the bank subpoena is we want to see how often he has purchases at ammunition.
Hey, like I said, man, if I were a judge and that PC was brought to me, I would have signed off at least a month. So
yeah,
the question is, what will our current sitting judges do? I genuinely don't know.
I don't know either. I've never talked to him.
I can see it going either way.
Spin that wheel.
Yeah, I could see it going either way, which is what I find saying about most things.
Well, I can also look and judge it based off of, I feel like if I were to tell the judge, so this is an example. So say all these Neon Tigers are only caught once a week. They're even though they're stupid, they're only caught like once a week. Then I could be like, hey, they're rarely caught, but every time they are caught, they have a fucking gun. So I want to do 30 days, but it's like, hey, they're caught all the time. I just want to do 14 because I know these motherfuckers are buying them. I feel like that could lean at judges. I don't know. I'm just spitballing shit, but sorry, this shit gets me real fucking excited because I feel like I've never been able to actually do this stuff and always wanted to. Back in my day, there was no DOJ.
As Bloom will tell you, you sometimes do the work and then you actually find out, no, I was wrong. Like I did this really good warrant to find out if someone's stash fans were at this guy's house because this guy was found with a gun of his roommates who had his weapons license taken 10 days ago and he'd been found with guns since and everything. And I'm like, sweet, I'm going to get their stash. And then, nope, no vehicle there. But you know what? It's all about the journey. Sometimes you're not going to get it, but just keep pushing, keep doing your job.
I'd rather have something pretty straightforward in my face to try and learn how to do things properly than have my first shit be me trying to weave like not knowing how to do this on a thing that actually really matters. You know what I mean? Does that make sense?
Yeah, definitely.
It does. I was just looking at the 2 Neon Tiger members spotting out Raven Porter and Googie.
Yo.
Related incidents.
Speaking of which, I'm going to add a Neon Tiger tag to Raven because she's quite literally in the business. And Kieran was the other.
Kieran Felix
Kieran
White.
Felix White. Yep.
I'm going to throw a Neon Tiger tag on
I
them.
love this shit. Now with warrants, I'm able to sign off on my own warrants, right? I don't need permission from anybody to do it as long as the probable cause is solid.
No, like where your head's at.
I mean, if I write, I'm assuming if my warrant is fucking dog shit, I'm gonna get striked. But I can approve I could just write a warrant, right?
Nope. You got to have a superior, Sergeant Plus, to sign off on your warrant. Okay. You signed. Oh, okay. I'm sorry. Are you asking
regular warrant, arrest warrant,
for the
not search warrant?
Okay, so arrest warrant, yes. Yeah.
No, not search warrant.
As a solo cadet, I would suggest getting someone's second opinion on it.
All right. Can I sign
until you have the sign off?
When
yeah.
you guys
I'd say until you have the sign off.
Can I sign one of you guys off on this warrant for his criminally negligent ownership of a firearm? Since it's just probable cause. I mean, I could finish the report first, but
yeah, chuck it in there. Just don't click anything and let us know when it's done.
All right, cool.
I mean, realistically, you can talk to any officer, in my opinion, and get them to look over it and give the once over, and then just put at the bottom of it that it was approved by this officer's name or something like that. Like, I think you're fine to do that, honestly.
All right, perfect.
As long as a trained officer who signed off to put warrants out themselves looks over, you should be good.
Sweet. God damn. This shit's great.
I agree. Pumping's magical.
Let's just say I've had a year and a half of you're saying pumping's magical. Imagine you're pumping, but when you get there, only like a little bit comes out at the end. Like there's a dam, right?
He's
and there's
talking about the dreams he had in the tub.
There's a dam.
Yeah.
there's a dam, right? And you're pumping all this water, but at the very end of it, it's only like a little stream. When for you guys, the whole dam is able to flow, okay, and you're able to release all the water. For me, it's been
soon you'll realize this view of our dam is not a giant hole. It's actually a pretty narrow one.
It's gonna be narrow, but it's bigger than
it's like having kidney stones.
It's bigger than completely. It's bigger than a completely walled up dam. That's all I gotta say.
That's probably true.
Yeah, it's bigger than nothing. Literally nothing. Yeah. Back in
I can't
my
imagine
day,
how that world would.
Yeah, I don't know. Back in my
survive.
day, I had someone who I caught cultivating on their property 7 times with the same strain. And when I raided them for that strain, they were the only person ever to be found with it. I got their warehouse, got everything. They were the only person ever to be found with the strain. Caught them 7 times cultivating and going into their property. And it was over like 10,000 grams. And then I wanted to have a court case for drug trafficking, and I couldn't do that. I couldn't
just
get...
grown up for
Oh,
themselves.
cool. Wait, hold on a second. You didn't need to have court cases back in the day. You just fucking gave them drug trafficking.
Nope, no drug trafficking. There was no drug trafficking. They got felony with intent.
What do you mean? You just fucking give them drug trafficking if there's no DOJ.
Nope, they got felony with intent.
Why? Just fucking, if they meet the prong, just do it. Fuck it.
Yeah, you'd think. Hang on, I'm all of a sudden very sad. I gotta stop talking about it.
All right. Well, I'm gonna go to the kitchen to heat up some food.
All right, cool. I really, really appreciate it.
Hey, anytime. Yeah, I'm gonna get some IFAX before I pass out.
All right. Hey, Bloom, sometime this week you want to do an FTO session?
Can I afford another vacation? Yeah, sure, why not?
We'll be good.
I can, but sure, why not?
Yeah. It'll be a short one. All right, let me know. It's gonna be fucking. I'm around.
I'll figure out a day.
Yeah. You're gonna figure out a day you're gonna be off the next 2.
Yep, I'll figure out when I'm good for a vacation.
All right, sounds good. Let me write up this warrant. Clit. Dude, I've typed so much today and my dyslexia is fucking killing me.
Where? Wait, dude, what the fuck is he doing? Sitting his ass down eating donuts? Oh.
Where? Oh.
Right there.
I'm gonna forget a lot of that stuff. I feel like I hope I don't.
Grr.
Um, what is it when you call in your reported? All right. The person knows originally should know that a person himself. Do they share? Pillbox coming through court. They're not reporting against still as only being in the same gang. What up? What up, chat? Um. Hey, Mouse, where is everyone tonight? Is no one playing games tonight? I don't even know if Amos is still here. Okay. There's my motor interest. I gotta do motor SOPs. All right. So we have incident. This. Boom. Googie. We have look into Googie, Maxine, Patrick. From there, we have Googie, Maxine, Patrick. Anyone who shares keys, storage with Bloom incident. Next steps. Request weapons license to be revoked. From there, we write up a search and seizure for the for any leftover weapons that he may have in his possession or properties. Possibly. Look for phone or bank based on searching for any ammunition transactions or how often he seems to be purchasing the weapons versus how often they are found or how many are found within the seizure if that was to be done first. What's this? You can breach house robberies now? Oh my god. Oh, we got spikes too. PD menus, all actions. Still there, just less stuff. Use your hands. Bro, ignite fucking pepper spray and tackling is good shit. All right. Okay, so from what we got right now, I'll go ahead and all right. We have these two incidents within the last month. We have Kieran White, who's the processors. Where these are the people looking into, and then anyone who search scores. You have the Bloom incident. These are the next steps. Requests for vaccines, remote stuff like that. I think this is fine. Yeah, I think those are good steps. I'm taking it one by one. Unsure if phone subpoenas. All right. I think that's fine. All right. Hello.
Hello.
All right. I'm gonna send you over to Kyle. I'm out of here. I'm out of here, guys. I'll see you tomorrow. I'm gonna go see the stuff on Ignite before I go to bed. All right. Bye.